This is Viking Radio Theatre on KUGS 89.3 LP FM Bellingham.
Welcome to Season 5 of Viking Radio Theatre. After finding Viking Radio Theatre's long-lost skeleton, a collective of writers, audio engineers, voice actors, and other talent from Western Washington University bring the radio program back to life. Welcome to Viking Radio Theatre. Now on KUGS 89.3.
Golly.
Please send me this recording so I can write quotes.
I hope you're writing quotes as we go.
I am.
Good.
But a second listen is always good because then I can make sure I get the right words.
We'll visit those quotes later in tonight's episode.
No.
And if you want to catch some of our last episodes, visit YouTube at Viking Radio Theatre.
Yeehaw.
Here, students get together at production meetings and plan out each episode, practicing voice acting, script writing, audio editing, and production to create a radio show for people to listen to and enjoy.
Yee.
If you'd each like to introduce yourselves.
Where start?
What?
I can English.
You're supposed to just introduce yourselves and who you are.
Oh, I'm Charles.
I'm Jarod.
I'm Jen.
I'm Cora.
And what are some of your favorite parts about Viking Radio Theatre?
Jen's weird voices and noises. Please
You have some
demonstrate.
pretty good ones.
They're
Seriously.
beautiful.
Thanks. That's my demonstration. Take it.
What's your favorite thing about Viking Radio Theatre, Jen?
Doing the stuff.
Doing the stuff.
Feeling cool.
Charles?
I enjoy Jared's hats.
He does have a lot of them.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite part about Viking Radio Theatre, Jared?
I think my favorite part would be the random lines we say.
The random one-liners, which we'll get into later on in this episode.
How many yeehaws are allowed per episode?
As many as you want.
Yeehaw!
No.
Yeehaw! Get along,
Just
little guy.
rewind.
And you were complaining about me making the one script talking like this.
The
Yeehaw!
moon accent. Use your imagination, kids.
And now, KUGS 89.3 LP FM Bellingham.
Wow, that was an absolutely fascinating report on carrots. Looks like it's time for us to switch over to our field reporter, Cecil Snowden, who has some useful tips for fighting through the cold this holiday season. Cecil, how's it looking out there?
It sure is cold out here, Anne. Of course, it wouldn't be quite so bad if I had noticed the PM on the schedule. That's right, Anne. I've been standing out here waiting to go on air for over 12 hours now.
Gosh, Cecil, didn't you head back once you realized?
Oh, I tried, Anne. But after standing out here waiting for the crew to show up for the first hour, my shoes froze to the ground.
Did you try taking them off?
I did, but the laces had frozen in place as well, and I hadn't brought my pocket knife.
Oh my. Well, I'm sure the crew can help you out.
I certainly hope so, Anne. The snow's now frozen solid up to my shins, and I don't like the looks they're giving each other.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to that for a bit, and we'll check back in soon. What you doing this weekend?
Moving some big rocks. Wanna join?
Sure. Should I bring food?
Heck yeah.
What you doing this weekend?
Going to see Socrates' new play. Wanna join?
Sure. Should I bring wine?
Heck yeah.
What you doing this weekend?
Lying on the floor. Wanna join?
Sure. Should I bring snacks?
Heck yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep.
True philosopher of our time.
Wow. I have so many friends. Don't you guys have
Woodhouse.
friends?
And
Yeah.
Bolton.
So our next piece is The Diary of a Lobster.
Red Lobster.
Presenting The Diary of a Lobster by Madeline Virtue. Day 1.
It's so bright in here. I can't see very far without bumping into things. That's probably my own bad. I have no idea what it is. There's a bunch of us in here. I haven't gotten everyone's names yet. I tried to say, "Hi, I'm Mr. Bubble," but no one paid attention to me. Except one. One of the other lobsters showed me around. Pointed out some nice rocks and shiny things in the distance. His name was Greg. I like Greg. Greg is nice.
Day 3.
Greg is gone. I don't know where he went, but he's gone. It's like he never even existed. None of the others know where he went, and some even had the audacity to say, "Oh, it happens all the time." I don't believe that. Something's gotta be going on. I've gotta find my Greg. I can't lose the one friend I've got.
Day 10.
Someone else has gone missing. I have investigated every nook and cranny of this place. I have found that there is a force field in every direction. Beyond, there are monsters. I can't see their faces, but they're there.
Day 14.
I've made an ally, a new lobster named Conrad. He got here this evening. He has no idea how he got here.
Day 17.
Conrad has disappeared. I've started talking to the others. No one remembers how they got here. A few remember an open ocean. Most remember a world much like this.
Day 19.
I'm the last left. None of the originals are here. It's only me. The new ones, the young ones, have no idea what I've seen. I've seen claws. Fleshy, pale claws reach into our waters. The force field does not protect us. Oh no, they're approaching again. The ceiling has gone.
In middle school, where like we dressed up as historical figures and gave monologues about their life.
I thought you meant visiting one.
I thought you meant like being modeled for one.
Anyway.
Our next piece is Beans, written by Cora Shields.
Hey!
Do you have anything to say about your piece, Cora?
I originally wrote it in high school, the stage, so it was really actually kind of fun to adapt for a non-visual format. So I don't know if definitely it has a different vibe without being able to see the antics that are going on.
It is a winter afternoon, somewhere in Washington. We open on a family-owned but not operated bookstore, sandwiched between a gourmet hot dog / froyo restaurant and a pet boutique. The large front window proudly declares, "Beans Books," in a somewhat fancy script, and the wooden door boasts a somewhat fancy handle and a customer warning bell. The computer at the front desk is outdated. Most importantly, there is a bell on the desk. Beans is not busy today. 2 employees at the front desk make small talk over a plate of homemade holiday cookies.
How was your weekend, Shane?
It was alright. I mostly just sat around and played video games. How was yours?
Night. I went to a concert.
That's pretty cool. Who was playing?
Carsey Headrest. It's been a while since I've been out, so it was kind of nice just to go watch some live music.
Ah, that's really cool. I haven't heard of them. What genre is that?
They're an indie band. I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't heard of them.
Who is it?
My mom. It's probably nothing important, but I should take this.
We aren't busy. I'll be good out here if you want to talk to her in the break room.
You're the best.
I'm not Employee of the Month for nothing.
Now alone, Shane shoves an entire cookie into her mouth. At the same moment, the customer warning bell rings.
What's that? No.
Shane does what any normal person who just shoved an entire cookie into their mouth and then sees someone they'd recognize would do. She hides behind the front desk as the customer starts to browse the YA section.
Maybe that isn't really her. Maybe I'm just crazy.
Shane peeks her head up from over the counter to check, and quickly ducks back down.
Nope, that was definitely Ada. Shoot, what do I do? What do I do? What would Judy Garland do?
Nearly 10 minutes of this have gone by when Luke returns from the break room.
Shane, what are you...
Shane pulls him behind the counter with her.
What?
Shh.
Meanwhile, the customer's found a couple of books and brings them to the front desk. However,
Hello? Is anybody here?
it looks like no one is at the front desk.
I suddenly feel like I'm about to stumble onto a dead body.
Despite her reservations, the customer approaches the front desk and plops her books down on it. She looks around, hoping to see an employee. Instead, she sees the bell. She taps the bell. Luke starts to get up, but Shane stops him, glaring. The customer taps the bell again. And again. And again. And then she does what any bored college student would do, and starts to tap it without any pause in between. Until a hand shoots up from behind the counter and places itself firmly on top of hers so that she has to stop.
What the?
Shane emerges from her hiding spot.
Can I help you?
Where the heck did you come from?
Under the desk. I was having a private conversation with my coworker.
Uh-huh.
In sign language.
Right.
Luke too emerges from under the desk. He signs something somewhat rude to Shane, then leaves to go organize some shelves.
See?
Sure.
So, how can I help you?
Ada gestures to the books on the desk.
I'll ring you up.
Thanks. Do you guys have gift wrap? These are for my sister and she's home and I don't want her to see them yet.
Yeah, we do.
Great, thanks.
No problem.
There is an awkward silence.
That'll be $47.90.
Ada fishes through her wallet and hands Shane a card.
Debit or credit?
Credit. Say,
Here's your copy of the receipt. If I could have you sign here, please.
Ada obliges and hands the receipt back.
Do I?
Thank you. Would you like the gifts wrapped individually or together?
Individually, if that's not too much trouble.
It's not trouble at all.
Do I know you?
I don't think.
Because I'm pretty sure we've met.
I'm pretty sure we haven't.
I'm pretty sure we have. You have a very distinctive hair color.
Do I?
Yes.
I still think you're mistaken.
How do I know you?
You don't.
I'm sure I do.
I'm sure you'd...
Were you at Jamie's party? You were. You totally were.
I have to grab something from the back.
No, you are not going anywhere.
But...
You were the gal at Jamie's party. It was the Wednesday before school started because Jamie thought a Wednesday party couldn't get out of hand. It did anyway, of course. In the mess, I lost the people I came with. You tried to help me find them, but we gave up after 10 minutes and just chilled on the couch. We shared a seat cushion because there wasn't enough space. You kissed me, and I had a boyfriend, and I forgot to get your number, and I don't know why I'm saying all this. You already know what happened.
Yeah, I do, Ada.
So you're not denying it anymore?
What's the point?
Ada shrugs. Shane hurries to finish wrapping the last book.
Here you are. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, you too. Thank you, you too. Hey, is it too late to add a gift card?
Not for you.
We open again on Bean's books the next day. Shane is behind the front desk again, working on something on the computer, as the customer warning bell rings as Ada walks in. She browses the selection of gift cards, picks one, and rings the bell on the counter.
What are you doing here?
Yesterday you said it was too late to add a gift card, so I came back today to get a gift card.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
What?
Can't you just leave me alone?
I'm here to get a gift card, Shane.
Is that all?
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. I don't want to be strung along. I know you have a boyfriend.
Had.
How much on the gift card?
20.
Beans, written by Cora Shields. Did I tell you, like, how long it took me to find a ding bell that I could take away from someone for, like, 20 minutes? I, like, asked 2 desks, and the first one was not, they were like, no. They thought it was weird. But the second one, they thought it was great because I realized I just had to tell them what it was for. Yeah. Learning experience.
Yes. The
Here at
dingy
Viking
bell,
Radio Theatre.
The dingy bell is a very important part of this piece.
Well, that was certainly a story. Now, this seems like a good time to check back in with our field reporter. Cecil, how are you doing?
Well, they couldn't get me out.
What?
The snow has been getting faster and heavier. It is now up to my waist.
Well, hi.
The shovels aren't breaking through, Anne. I fear I may never escape.
Perhaps we should...
Goodbye, Anne.
Cecil! Well, sorry, folks. Why don't we return to our regularly scheduled programming for a bit while that gets, sorted out?
Grandma! I made you a drawing!
Oh my goodness! That is the loveliest hand turkey I have ever seen! I am so proud of you, Clarice!
Oh yeah, Mom, I did too.
That's nice, dearie. Your father could use some help out back. Why don't you go there?
Hi, I'm Sammy Shorthand of Cosmetic Adjustments. Here at Cosmetic Adjustments, we work to help people claim back the little things without resorting to fits of jealousy and or violence. Every year as people get older, they start to become less and less important in the eyes of their parents and guardians. Unfortunately, this has led to an unfortunate increase in holiday-related incidents, resulting in traumatizing childhood injuries.
Hey, Mom, I made you a drawing.
Wow, Tommy! This is a very realistic turkey!
Thanks, Mom. I traced it with my hand.
Oh my goodness! What have you done to your hand?
We know people will do anything to reclaim any kind of attention, so we listen carefully to whatever ideas they bring to our office, and do our best to make those horrifying fantasies come to life.
Ever since I came into Cosmetic Adjustments, my relationship with my parents has never been the same. They turned my hand into the perfect turkey shape. Oh, that's a parenthesis. Without asking any awkward questions. Thank you, Cosmetic Adjustments.
It's not mutilation unless you pay for it.
Cosmetic Adjustments.
Yeah.
Gag commercial.
Oh yeah, that one. That's a different one. The one that I actually wrote. My favorite part about writing it was showing it around to my theater friends and having them be very horrified.
For our next piece, we have Lost. I just imagine Wilson, that little, like, is it a coconut?
No,
It's a
he's Wilson.
volleyball.
He's a volleyball. The
Oh, that's
brand
right.
is
I
Wilson.
haven't even seen this movie, and I literally know that.
Who's the main character again?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. I don't know. I use that as inspiration for this piece, but it was written by Jennifer Harbick. What do you
That's me again.
remember about writing this?
I actually wrote it down in this tiny notebook that I keep around with me that my friend got me. I just wrote basically like a monologue, but also added sound effects because ambiance. But yeah, exactly that. But I was just like, what if this guy's all alone? But then, like, we think that he has friends. But then, nope, he's actually lonely and sad and delusional. That's great. I'm into that.
And now for Lost by Jennifer Harbick. Cameron, where are you? I can't be alone anymore. No more. I just can't. Cameron? Please come back. We've had such good times together. I don't think I could have survived 2 minutes out here if you hadn't been with me. Remember how we just sat and watched the ship just vanished into the ocean? All those people that couldn't make it out. But we're still here! Right, Cameron? Cameron! Dreams for us, you know. We're gonna start a family. Us, Genevieve, one big happy family. Remember how cold we were until you finally came close. Cameron! You know I can't catch fish on my own. What will I eat? Look, I'm sorry I brought up trying to get back to civilization. It was unfair of me to assume your priorities. But I know now. I know better. Cameron, why didn't you wake me up before you left? Cameron, please. Genevieve? Anyone? Please. There's lots of winds. Cameron! Cameron, I'm so sorry for what I said. Cameron, I'm so sorry for what I said. Can you ever forgive me? Genevieve? Mitchell? Look, everyone, I'm so sorry. I thought about going back. I'm sorry. This is my home now. You guys are my family. And Cameron, thanks for coming back. Hey, wait up! This family's never getting broken up again. And then we got a bunch of penguin sounds that we used. It was just Madeline and Cora going, meh. Genevieve, are you there?
Oh yeah, I showed that to my DM for Dungeons and Dragons, and she was like, "That's my name."
I don't know. I thought that was a great piece.
Hey, out of curiosity, what house is everyone?
Ravenclaw, but also kind of Slytherin a little bit.
Full.
I took it once the first time. Wait, where were you?
Not an option. That is not one of your options.
It took me a second to realize that it's like, what does he mean by
I get it.
He's full.
Full house.
I never watched that. I'm not into
Neither
that.
have I.
Good. I'm pretty sure if I was a house in the Harry Potter world, I would be known as a
if you were
You're
a house.
Drive.
You are your own
I would be a
house.
14th century.
So I'm
You're just a nomad.
I'm just a
You're
muggle.
just a nomad.
Oh, hey, everyone, we're back.
Howdy there.
We're live again? Is that what's happening?
Our next piece is Be Mine. It's about a couple of seagulls and...
Mine?
Mine?
You say be mine, and I'm like,
Mine?
oh, it must be about
Mine?
bees.
Mine?
Bees. No, it's about seagulls.
I know.
Seagulls.
Mine?
Be Mine by Madeline Virtue.
Susan, I'm home. Hello, Frederick. Susan, why so cold?
Frederick, I said we were over.
But, Susan, I've changed. Let me prove it to you.
Why are you here?
Well, Harold told me you'd laid eggs, and I didn't want to abandon you to take care of them on your own.
You didn't say that 6 months ago.
I know, but I've changed, I swear. I spent these last few months soul-searching, and I remembered why I fell in love with you. Please, won't you be mine?
Actually, she's mine.
Mine?
Mine.
Mine?
Mine.
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 Mine. Mine.
Mine.
Mine. Stop!
One second, I'm sorry. You're like talking right in my ears, so like, it's not loud. It's not like, okay, what's a little loud? It's the mind is kind of...
I'm so sorry, that was
No,
loud.
it was funny. I just couldn't help, like, I can't laugh, you know, because I'm right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Explain!
Frederick, I want a divorce.
What?
Elizabeth is my girlfriend, and the eggs are actually hers.
What?
Please leave. The paperwork will be at your nest by Monday.
Oh.
I can't believe he just showed up again.
We really should have told Harold we're lesbians.
If we can't do that, maybe we should just get chemicals and put them in the water.
Anyways, so with our next piece,
Yeah,
and
all
for
of us
our
are
next
hair
piece,
carriers.
Puppets by Jennifer Harbick.
I wrote that.
Very penis.
And now, Puppets by Jennifer Harbick. Stupid, rotten pile of... Expect me to pay some nonsense fee. Not even a... What am I ailing? No. Oh, stupid wind always... Way they could have even... I don't even know since now I'm out myself, and so many dirty face thugs around. Stupid winds. It's so cold.
What do you want?
I'm here to settle some debts.
Got a name?
Mr. Feltrop, good to see you. Come in, come in. Gorm, let this gentleman in and fetch me my account book. Mr. Feltrop, please come sit. Make yourself at home.
Sir, I...
Do enjoy yourself, Mr. Feltrop.
I...
Oh, but there is that little matter of the payment you owe me.
Well,
If memory serves, it was quite a tidy sum you asked of me, and you haven't made a single payment in return.
But you see...
Of course, no one's memory is perfect. Gorm?
I'm sure I can,
yes, Cal Feltrop. Here it is. I see my memory is just as sharp as always. So where's my money, Mr. Feltrop?
You see, that's what I came here to talk to you about.
You don't have my money, do you, Mr. Feltrop?
No, not exactly.
Oh dear. Well, I'm afraid we'll have to do something about that now, won't we, Gorm?
Wait! I've got a little money left. Not the whole amount, but I can get there eventually. I mean, But I thought that maybe we could make things a little more interesting, seeing as I'm clearly here at a disadvantage and you ain't exactly needing any of the profits.
More interesting. While I loathe both you and your choice of words, I find myself curious as to how you think we could make this more interesting than if I have Gorm here splatter you across the wall.
I had the idea to maybe play you at cards. If I win, my debts are wiped clean. And if you win, well, you can count my debts as double. Whatever that means to you.
Interesting. Tell me, Mr. Feltrop, Why would you show up here of your own accord, without any money, only to make a bargain at the risk of doubling your own suffering? I never took you for much of a gambler, Mr. Feltrop, but perhaps that is where all my money went, in which case you're not a very good one. I'm not an idiot, Mr. Feltrop.
Of course you aren't, sir. I mean, of course not. I just... Can't you see I'm desperate? I'd gamble my life away for a shot at freedom.
Of course. Gorm, please search Mr. Feltrop. I believe his intentions aren't exactly as he says.
He's got a knife here.
Everyone carries a knife around here. I didn't mean anything by it.
Continue.
Pack of cards. Pocket change.
I'll take that.
Hold on a sec.
Wait, those are...
What have we here?
Those must have gotten separated from the rest of the deck.
A royal flush.
Thank you, Gorm. A very thorough search. Kill him.
Get back here!
All of you, after him.
I'm gonna rip you to shreds!
Where'd he go?
Think he went that way.
Okay.
Then let's go. The boss wants him dead.
Stupid Cal. Thinking you could always just go and solve your problems. Stupid.
Oh my! You aren't looking so good, dearie. Why don't you come with me? Ah, you're awake. Please do make yourself comfortable and go easy on yourself. You weren't exactly in the greatest condition when I found you.
Oh, thanks.
Not a problem at all, dearie. I could hardly stand by and allow you to become food for the rats, could I? Never.
What are you doing?
Why, I'm whittling, dearie. Have you never seen anyone whittle before?
What are you carving?
A far more interesting question, don't you agree? Now, this may sound strange, but I'm making a puppet. You see, that's what I do. I carve puppets, and my husband uses them to put on shows for the children around town.
It's kind of small.
Oh, well, this is just the head, you see.
Oh.
It's just about finished. Would you like to see it?
Sure.
While I'm up, why don't I get you a cup of tea? You certainly look like you could use one.
Oh, sure, thanks.
Here you are, dearie. Nice and warm.
Thanks, ma'am.
Please, call me Grace.
I'm Cal.
Cal, how lovely. Drink up, dearie. It's good for you.
Of course.
That's a good boy.
Miss Grace?
Yes, dearie?
This carving, it kind of looks like me.
Oh, I hope you don't mind. I used you as a model while you were sleeping. I do love my puppets to be as realistic as possible, and it's so lovely when I get a fresh, new face to immortalize.
Oh.
That is all right with you, isn't it? Oh, I do hope I haven't upset my guest.
No, it's all right. It's very realistic.
Well, thank you. I don't know what I would have done if you didn't like it.
Ow!
What is it, dearie?
I think I just cut myself on this cup.
Oh dear, I must have got the chip one again. Here, let me take that.
I'm bleeding.
Oh my, here, hold my carving while I go get you a bandage.
Thank you, children, thank you. Now, for our last act, we'd like to introduce a special new friend of ours. You see, the other night, Miss Gracie was walking through the streets when she came across a poor lost chap down on his luck. Well, lucky for us, that chap was all too happy to come and join our merry little band. Please welcome Cal the Pal.
Hello, everybody. I'm new to this here town. Thank you to Miss Gracie for showing me around. I'd love to sing and dance for you. Performing is my joy. I'd tell you all about myself, but I'm a wooden toy.
Wow! The new puppet. Can't wait to tell Boss about this one.
No.
Cats, the puppets. What does this world become?
Do you have anything to say about puppets, Jen? I thought that was a fun piece. I mean, I like that Gorm character.
Took me so long to name them because I kept coming up with names that were similar, and then I was like, his name's Gorm, which I was worried about at first because there's actually a video game called Gorn, but it's different.
I didn't mean to sound like I thought it was a great
I thought
script.
it was good.
Okay.
What? No, I thought it was good.
I just had. Never mind.
Phlegm? What?
Yeah, that was exactly the next word I was gonna say. But anyways, Gorm. And
Ready?
action.
It says cheering loudly.
It's not the problem.
Oh my god.
Should we have
I'll just imagine a full-grown man who's used to a bodyguard just like
Sitting like cross-legged in with the kids.
See, like,
Just having a time. That's such a cool
oh no, I liked that. So it's we just can't laugh.
Tough Hagrid.
That was perfect.
Ready?
Action. I love your laugh, Charles. Like, it's beautiful.
Puppets is actually originally written by me a bit back. It's basically an idea for like a story that I was gonna maybe write. You know how you get like ideas for stories. So Puppets is actually the prologue, and the main character in it is actually in the main story would be irrelevant. Well, not necessarily irrelevant, but like unimportant because they cease existence in the beginning.
Is that the when I turn into a puppet and sing my little song?
Yep, because then you're a puppet and no longer have story significance other than the fact that you're a puppet.
That was a very experimental piece. Do you have a genre that you would pin to that?
Specfic.
I don't know what that means.
Speculative fiction.
Speculative?
You need to find that for us?
I don't speculate that people actually turn people into puppets, but you know, it kind of reminds me of...
No, that's not what, like, specfic is an umbrella genre encompassing narrative fiction with supernatural and or futuristic elements. This includes, but is not limited to, science fiction, fantasy, superhero fiction, science fantasy, horror, utopian, and dystopian fantasy. If there's something strange in your dorm or in your neighborhood, the number for Ghoulbusters is 863-255-5008.
This gag ad was written by Madeline Virtue, voiced by Jennifer Harbick, with sounds from Flea Knees from the piece Scary Scampers for this episode of Viking Radio Theatre. And now, KUGS 89.3 LPFM Bellingham.
All right, let's check in on that whole Cecil situation again. Cecil? Cecil.
Oh, hey, and the crew got me out, so now we're having a nice warm meal. Oh, and that Mike totally deserves a raise.
Mike, where's Cecil? You didn't leave him behind, did you?
Come on, he's a lost cause. Nothing's gonna break through that ice until the thaw comes. We just figured we could take a bit of a break to make sure the same thing didn't happen to us.
Are you kidding me? Get back out there!
Sorry, guys.
You better be back by the time I check back in. All right. On to our next piece.
Did you know that you can get UFO insurance?
What?
You can. There are actual insurance plans that you can get in case of alien abduction.
And now for our next piece, Alien Tours, written by Cyd Dahl.
All right, everyone, we're pulling up to the human city known as Manhattan. Everyone have their cloaking devices and universal translators fully functional? Yes? Kololov, I see that tentacle poking out of your sundress. We can't go around causing the humans to panic, can we? Alright, this is our stop. Everyone off. Alright, now remember, try to keep your contact with humans to a minimum. We don't want to raise any suspicions. Now, say it with me. What are we? Tourists! Excellent. Now, everyone follow me. Remember, if you get lost, I'm just under this big red sign.
What's that?
This is called a statue. Humans form all sorts of materials into a pleasing, or sometimes displeasing shape, then places these shapes in view of other humans.
How strange.
Quite.
Excuse me. Excuse me? Yeah, pricky blonde girl, I'm talking to you. Hello? Anybody in there?
Yeoman?
Sorry, ma'am. But please don't bother them. Can I help you with something?
Finally! Are you in charge of this tour group? Yes, whatever. I'm joining you.
I'm sorry?
You heard me, Missy. I'm going to be joining your tour group.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but this is a private tour. All of these good people paid a lot of money for this trip.
Excuse me? Are you trying to insinuate that I can't afford you? Let me tell you something, sweetheart. I can buy out whatever cheap backwater company you're working for right now.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to imply anything. It's just that this tour group is full. We wouldn't have any room for you on the bus. I'm only allowed to watch so many people. That's in my certification, you know?
Did you just lie to me? I saw your measly little tour group get off that big, huge bus. There is plenty of room. How dare you? Do you know who I am?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I can't say that I do. The only people that I know here are the ones in my tour group.
Excuse me. I'll have you know that my husband's brother works for the government. I'll get you arrested and deported before you even know what's happening, you awful, mean girl.
Hey, Cora, you want me to get rid of this lady for you?
How dare you speak to me that way, you little beast!
Thank you, Zuri, but I think I have the situation under control. Well, ma'am, if I can't dissuade you from finding another group, I suppose you'll have to tag along with us, although I'm not sure you'll enjoy the tour I'm providing.
Thank you, sweetheart. I knew you'd see things my way.
All right, everyone, gather around. This is the part of the city known as Times Square.
I think we all know what Times Square is, sweetheart.
Where we all see lots of advertising for different companies. Now, companies are large collections of humans which produce material goods in exchange for symbolic material goods called currency.
You've got to be kidding me.
These advertisements all around us, known as billboards, are where said companies display their material goods and encourage other humans to find a place where the goods are available to be exchanged.
Ooh. All right, what is the meaning of this?
I don't know what you mean, ma'am.
Stop patronizing me. You people know damn well what a company is.
What's that material good?
Excellent question. That is what is known as cola. It is a very popular human liquid. It is full of bubbles of carbon dioxide gas which create a pleasurable sensation when consumed.
I want to try one.
All right. Settle down. Make sure you all check your diet card to make sure that the ingredients are on your allowed substances list.
I cannot believe you people!
Is there an issue here?
Yes, there's an issue here. You're obviously changing your tour to something ridiculous to try to get me to leave. You people are deliberately demeaning me. This is blatant discrimination.
Ma'am, this is the same tour I give every time, I assure you.
That's it. I demand to speak to your manager.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but my boss unfortunately doesn't speak any English unless you'd like me to translate.
And have you lied to me? No, thank you.
Well, then I'm afraid that there's nothing I can do. Unfortunately, we are on a pretty tight schedule, and we do need to get a move on. You can find a different tour group.
Of course you'd like that, wouldn't you? Tell me, do you always get everything you want? Excuse me?
We're moving on now. Off to my right, you can see an establishment that sells the material goods displayed on the above billboards. Lots of humans from all over the world flock to the establishments in this particular geographic location because of the human tourist culture.
We tourist.
Very good, Clove. Yes, we are.
Well, what does this particular establishment present as its material good?
Well, humans give their companies unique names in order to be distinguished from other companies. And this one is called Candy World. Candies are edible material made with earth vegetation known as corn, which is made into a fructose syrup and added to another human plant called coca.
Do you really expect me to believe that these people don't know what candy is?
Exploring other cultures is what this tour is all about. Where my group comes from, they've never seen anything like this before. It's my job to help them learn.
Are these humans herbivores?
Actually, humans present more as omnivores. Although some humans actually choose to forego the flesh of other animals and be herbivores. Yes, I know, very humorous.
This is a joke.
Oh, is some of my material inaccurate?
This has to be some kind of joke, right? Am I on a hidden camera show right now?
What's that?
Humans find it humorous to lie to each other or set up situations which are abnormal and then use image recording equipment to show it to other humans.
Stop that!
Stop what?
Acting like you're aliens or something.
Oh, now you appear to be playing some kind of joke on us, right?
That is the last straw.
What's a straw?
Officer! Officer! I demand that you arrest this woman.
What seems to be the problem here?
This minx is harassing me. She's purposely dumbing down this tour in order to make me leave.
Is that true, miss?
Oh, no, sir. I'm simply giving the same tour that I always give.
Cora, why is that human wearing a different kind of clothing?
Well, it's because I am a police officer, which is a designated person who enforces rules set up by the elites in a society that the rest of the population must conform to, or be imprisoned in a designated building away from the rest of the population.
Oh.
That's it? That is absolutely it!
So nice of you to join us, Qual. Or should I say, Mike.
Hi, Cora. These the newest prospects?
Yes, sir. Everyone, I'd like to meet one of Earth Realty's happy vacation home customers, Qual, or Mike Smith, as he's called here on Earth. Earth Realty, your planetary home away from home. Now, who has questions for how Qual has been adjusting to Earth culture?
What's that thing you're all doing in space? Wow, what's the color of your shoes mean? Why is it tied? Who are you? What are you doing here? Oh, why do you live here? How do you like it? Do you really like it here? Are you really happy living here? Should I live here now? Okay, thanks.
That's it? That's how it ends? Okay. Anyway, let's see if the crew has made any progress on Cecil's predicament. Cecil? Cecil, are you there?
Oh, hi again, Anne.
Cecil! Oh, thank goodness you're all right. How are you doing?
Oh, well, after the crew left, the snow began to slow down a bit, so I was feeling a bit more hopeful when some children came along. They gave me a scarf and a hat, and I was very moved until they tried to stick a carrot in my face. They must have thought I was some funny snowman, just a head sticking out of the ground. I yelled at them to stop messing around and help me out, but they just screamed and ran away.
Gosh.
I ate that carrot, Anne. Right off the ground.
Well.
I can't feel my body, Anne. My face is soon to follow.
But...
Just tell the boss I did my job. I did it real good.
Okay. Looks like we've got to move on with the rest of the programming, but I'm not giving up on you, Cecil, all right?
Strange cravings, aversion to sunlight, garlic allergy, nocturnal inclinations. If you've experienced one or more of these, you may be a vampire. Vampirism is a serious condition, and plasma addiction is the highest cause of campus mortality. Help is available. Bloodsuckers Anonymous meets in Coffin 1897.
This gag ad was written by Madeline Virtue, voiced by Jennifer Harbick, with sounds from Nick Gossage for this episode of Viking Radio Theatre.
ASMR.
Viking Radio presents Cora typing on her laptop.
And now we have Afterlife Orientation, written by Devin Chandler and Amy Johnston.
Oh my god, this can't be happening. This cannot be happening. Oh my god.
Just calm down for a second. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for why we're all here.
I don't need an explanation. I need out. I'm gonna be late for the game.
Don't you think we have bigger things to worry about than you missing a game? I mean, we don't even know where we are. What if the people who took us are like slave traders or something?
Slave traders who locked us in a conference room, as opposed to say, I don't know, tying us up, gagging us, drugging us, and packing us into crates.
Polite slave traders.
Have any of you seen Sparkles?
Sparkles?
Sparkles, my beautiful baby boy. He must be around here somewhere. He can't live without me.
You named your son Sparkles?
It's probably a dog, you idiot. Oh my god.
Oh, I knew that.
Shut it, the lot of you. You're giving me a headache.
I will not, as you say, shut it until my sweet angel's back in my arms.
Oh my god.
Listen here, Miss High and Mighty.
Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? Just kidding, I know how you are. You're all dead.
Wait, what?
Welcome to the afterlife. I'm Pepper, and I will be your orientation leader. A little bit about myself. I'm actually a Grim Reaper, but I like to think of myself as a Cheer Reaper. Not because I steal your cheer, but because I'll be giving it to you.
But reaping is literally the act of taking something.
Would everyone like to go around the circle and explain how they died?
Excuse me, but there must be some mistake. I can't be dead. I was at cheer practice like 2 seconds ago.
And I was eating a lovely meal with Sparkles.
I was hanging out with my friends.
I'm probably dead.
Oh, good job, sir. The first step to the orientation process is accepting death. It makes things easier if you believe I'm not crazy. As for the rest of you, let's remake your last moments to help you get started. Tiffany, why don't you start?
Oh my god, how do you know my name?
It's all in my handy-dandy files. It's best not to question it. You said you were at cheer practice, a cheerleader and a cheer reaper. How exciting.
Uh-huh. Well, okay, if it'll get me out of here faster, then sure, whatever. I was going through the routine with everyone before the game because we have a nationals coming up. I just did my tumbling pass, and I knew I would, and everyone was rightfully impressed. And then we decided to work on our pyramid sequence. I'm a flyer, of course. I mean, like, have you seen this body? So my bases were lifting me up, and then...
And then they dropped you and broke your neck. Instant death.
Oh my god!
Oh, good, you're remembering. In that case, David, why don't you go next? You seem rather accepting.
Ugh, if it'll quiet you down, girlie, then fine. I was in the middle of a build. It had been a long day and I was taking a break. A well-deserved break, I'll have you know. And also partaking in a bit of refreshment from my trusty flask. I was on the 20th floor, and I think I heard the foreman calling me over, so I stood up, and then I took a step, and then I was here.
You fell off and splattered on the concrete. You were like a meat firework.
Ew.
It was bound to happen sometime, I suppose.
Excellent. Next, how about you, Joe?
Me?
Don't be shy. Just...
Excuse me, miss, but I've waited long enough. Where is Sparkles?
Sparkles? I don't understand.
Sparkles! My angel!
Her dog.
Oh, him! He's alive and well.
Impossible! He would never be able to go on without me. If I really have died, then he most certainly did too.
Tell you what, why don't you go next? What do you remember?
Oh, I know exactly what happened. My meal was poisoned.
Huh.
I was eating with Sparkles, and then I was here. I know foul play when I see it. And I know exactly who did it too. It was that no good stepson of mine. After my inheritance, no doubt. The joke is on him, though. He's not even in my will.
I'm sorry, but that's not what it says in your file.
That's what it says in my heart.
As interesting as murder would be, what your heart is actually saying is that you had a heart attack. Sorry to disappoint you.
Nonsense! I was as fit as a fiddle. Now, where is Sparkles?
He's alive, old lady.
Hogwash! He died of grief, I know it!
We'll deal with all this later. We haven't gotten to Joe.
Oh, nah, you can skip me. I remember how I died.
That's wonderful, Joe, but it's still important that you share with the group. We're trying to foster a sense of community.
No, really, I'm good. I'm completely at peace and stuff. No reason to talk about it.
Joe, share with the group.
I was out hunting with my manly man friends. You could tell they were manly because they had hair on their chests, as do I, and one of them shot me. In the head. Shot me in the head. And that's it. I'm dead now. Ta-da!
No one's going to judge you, Joe. You can tell the
That
truth.
is absolutely the truth. Really, no need to discuss it anymore. We should just move right along.
Well... Actually, I think we can deal with that later. Move along we shall. Next up will be Artur. I hope you're all wearing walking shoes. I'm joking. It doesn't matter. You can't feel pain here.
We're still not sure exactly, where here is.
Well, here is here.
That's, so unhelpful.
It's an outer dimensional reality existing on the edges of the world, you know, where the past and the present collide. A society run by reapers like myself that focuses on the betterment of all dead citizens and holds some pretty stellar bingo parties on Wednesday nights. All the people, places, and things that have passed on forever remain active in this plane of existence. Okay, everyone, come with me and you'll be in a world of pure eradication.
Did she just quote Willy Wonka?
Shut up. I'm thinking.
Right. Now we're in the administration building where all my fellow cheer reapers work. It also houses HR in the Library of Alexandria. Out this window you can see the Hanging Gardens of Babylon as well as its tower. And on this side...
Wait a sec, is that supposed to be Atlantis?
You have a good eye. That's where all the dead fish go. Look, some merghosts are waving at us. Say hi, everyone.
Howdy.
And now we'll be going through town. Would anyone like to stop at a Blockbuster or Hollywood Video before we get to your living quarters? They don't have any movies from the current decade, but you might find something you'll enjoy.
Isn't there a Redbox or something, Netflix?
Oh, I'm sorry, but those are too current of fads to be down here. But there's also Borders if you prefer to do some reading.
Excuse me, lady. What is your end game here?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, Princess here has a point. You just gonna parade us around like a bunch of show ponies? We're dead after all. Can't you just let us rest in peace and be done with it?
Oh, the senior reapers warned me about this. That's actually a phrase that got distorted with time. It wasn't supposed to be R.I.P. It was supposed to be R.I.P.S.
R.I.P.S. What does that stand for?
Rest in public service. You'll all be working for the rest of eternity. Aren't you lucky?
Work? Young lady, I've never worked a day in my life, and I have no intention of starting now.
Now, don't be sour. There's no pain, no fatigue, and no sweat. I don't know what any of that stuff is, but it says in the papers here that living people don't like that stuff, so goody.
So you're never a living person?
Nope. But who'd want to live when you can have so much fun being dead?
That seems like a poor life lesson.
Death lesson.
This doesn't make, any sense. You expect us to be alright with, a perpetual time loop where we just work and 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 work without ever feeling anything? Oh my god.
Yeah, we already had that in the last life.
Aren't you excited by your new life?
Why would we be? We're dead. We're dead and you're just acting like it's nothing. Oh my god, are you some sort of psychopath or something?
That's right! Only a psychopath would steal an old woman's dog and then command her to work for an eternity.
For crying out loud, you old loon, your dog's alive.
How dare you!
How dare I say that your dog's not dead?
Indeed!
And I thought I had issues.
Guys, can we all stop shouting, please? The other ghosts are staring.
Oh, look who's seeing ghosts now, like a real dead expert.
Is that an insult?
I just don't understand. Why aren't you all happy to be here? Why would anyone dislike this place?
Why would anyone dislike being dead? Oh my god, I wonder.
Would you stop yelling at her? It's not her fault.
Do you want to take the spotlight instead then? How about you tell us how you, really died?
Huh? I don't know what you're talking about.
She's got a point, kid. No one's buying your hunt, and I doubt you could even swat a fly.
This isn't about me. And I am a manly hunter man, okay?
Oh no, dear. Even my Sparkles is more fearsome than you, and he was the sweetest, most gentile mastiff in the world.
Did you say mastiff?
Yes. Why?
Never mind. My image of you just got warped is all. So, how'd you die, Joe?
Yeah, spill the beans, kid.
There's no beans to spill.
Actually, that's where I was taking you all.
Hey, what?
I said we'd get to Joe later, remember? I didn't realize we'd have this big argument over death and the point of existence, whereupon I'd realized that the people didn't actually like dying. But we still made it!
Made it where?
The Hall of Death Achievements. Follow me.
I don't like the sound of this.
Oh my god, I do. This might be the most interesting thing about this place. Is it like a trophy room?
That it is. Come with me.
This ought to be good.
Wait, guys. No, please. No, wait.
And there are all sorts of awards. Bravest death or fastest or most unique or painful. Joe's is right over here.
Please, no. Stop!
Most avoidable death of 2017. Joe Michaels for playing a game called Chubby Bunny upside down and choking on the marshmallows.
No!
Oh my god, you're such a loser.
I'm glad to see you're all starting to like it here.
Cheerleapers, cheerleaders. I also did this mostly in one take. There wasn't much I had to edit out.
We interrupt our broadcast for a public service announcement. Smoking. Hang on, Lloyd. What? All right. I'll wing it. Smoking takes many forms. It can occur in buildings, in humans, pretty much everywhere. It can be spontaneous, usually as a result of spontaneous human combustion. Is this a fire PSA, Lloyd? Lloyd. I have been informed that this is an anti-smoking PSA, as in cigarettes. Don't smoke, kids.
If you have information about this video,
I love
like voices
that.
or actors, please leave a comment. Help document for the Great Archive. Also, if you have a story about this video, please share it. Thank you.
And now, KUGS 89.3 LPFM Bellingham.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Weekly Wrap-Up, where we run down some of the more interesting news stories from the week. Unfortunately, my regular co-host is out tonight recovering from an illness, so let's all give a warm welcome to our guest host, Alex.
Good to be here, Jane.
It's good to have you on the show. I'm told you've prepared some of your own stories for tonight.
Yeah, I found some really interesting stuff that I am excited to share.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear what you've come up with. Our first story of the night is for all of our listeners over at Western Washington University. Now, I'm told that there have been numerous reports of voyeurism on campus, last year and now this term as well. Alex, do you have any input about how concerned students should be about this?
I'm going to be honest with you, this is the first time I've heard about this. I don't really watch a lot of news.
And here you are, the guest anchor on a news show. Why is this person here again? Really? We couldn't find this as a problem for students living on campus. In fact, it says here that there were reports of a man filming 2 students in a dorm during the first week of school.
What a way to start the year, huh?
No kidding. Now, Alex, I do have a few more news stories to share this evening, but you're up next. What have you uncovered for us?
The Denver airport is haunted.
Excuse me?
The Denver airport. As in the airport in Colorado, it is haunted.
No, I heard you. Let me, clarify my question. What's the story here?
The airport is haunted.
Uh-huh, I got that. And why are we talking about this?
Well, I thought it was interesting, and the show is all about interesting things, right?
I mean, interesting news stories, sure.
Yeah, and I thought this was pretty interesting stuff. Did you know there might be secret bunkers constructed beneath the airport?
I can't say I knew that. If you don't mind my asking, where did you get this information?
I read some articles. They seem pretty credible, you know.
What was the source for these articles?
BuzzFeed.
Okay, moving on.
But I didn't even talk about all the Holocaust paintings.
Our next story comes to us from Detroit, Michigan, where 11 infant corpses were found in the ceiling of a funeral home. The bodies were discovered after an anonymous letter tipped off local authorities. Now, this is where it gets even more interesting. In a false ceiling between the first and second floors. While this is an incredibly tragic discovery, you have to acknowledge the ingenuity and mystery behind that false ceiling stunt.
That's some real Sherlock Holmes type stuff right there. Or Nancy Drew, I don't know, something.
Absolutely. Apparently, the funeral home has been closed since April, when the owner's license was revoked after an inspection. This is probably one of the biggest funeral home scandals outside of the Tri-State incident.
Tri-State?
Long story, lots of corpses, it was terrible.
The Detroit police are still looking into this incident, but they've already begun identifying the remains and contacting families. I can only hope that the perpetrator here will be brought to justice, and that the truth will be uncovered.
That's awfully profound.
Right. You're up. What have you got to share with us?
So this story isn't as recent as what's usually on this show, but I thought it was interesting enough that you might make an exception.
For our audience, please note that we have not screened any of what Alex is presenting tonight. Thank you. Do I even want to hear the story?
Now shifts to Gakona, Alaska, where scientists are now capable of arming the weather.
I'm pretty sure that's not right.
Shh, let me finish. The High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, or HARP for short, was supposedly built to monitor the upper atmosphere, or something scientific, but it turns out they've been using it to control the weather, or to control our minds. There's no telling what they're doing with this antenna.
Well, if the project was intended to monitor the atmosphere...
Did I say this antenna? I mean those antennas. There are 180 antennae in the middle of nowhere, Alaska, and no one has really been monitoring what these scientists are even doing with them. It could be anything. It's called the Ionospheric Research Instrument. Who knows what that even means? If you ask me...
We didn't.
If you ask me, they gave it an official sounding name so that people wouldn't question and figure out what these scientists are really doing and controlling our minds and the weather. It's worse than the NSA monitoring your phone camera all the time. You know what these new phones are selling? Can't actually remove the batteries, so you can't turn them off. The government has access to your phone 24/7. You can't stop it. The media is in cahoots with them.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to the story before we continue to our next news piece of the evening?
Actually, yes. It's been proven that HARP was used to cause the 2010 earthquake in Haiti. And the governor of Minnesota has gone on record saying that it's used to control the weather. And it's going to flip the Earth's magnetic poles one day, probably soon. That's all, thanks.
Fantastic. Moving on, we turn to a slightly more local story based out of Seattle. The city is known for many things, including its advancements with handling the homeless crisis. One of the most interesting developments being tiny houses, and the villages of them constructing to house homeless people. These villages are contracted by Share and Nicholsville, but these organizations will no longer be providing housing to homeless individuals because of a lack of funding from the city.
You know, I watched a documentary on tiny houses once.
Unless this has something to do with the story, I'm not interested.
Oh.
The cuts in funding are resulting from disagreements between the organization and local authorities over how these villages should be managed. The city's focus is outcome-based, emphasizing that they want their homeless population to be able to move into permanent shelter, while the Share organization is focusing on providing a sense of community, autonomy, and safety to village residents. These disputes will likely come to a head soon, when the city council votes on whether to renew permits for these villages and on budget cuts to Share programs. And now to Alex for our next story of the evening.
Right, well, anyway, you might have heard of the growing number of severed feet washing up onto the beaches in Pacific Northwest. Know anything about it, Jane?
Can't say that I do, but it doesn't surprise me either.
I'd imagine not much surprises you at this point.
You'd be surprised.
Well, it's pretty alarming stuff. Walking along the beach and just finding a severed foot. That's not something you'd expect, so naturally, people are concerned and confused over this, and looking for answers. Several media outlets have written stories about this ongoing issue, but there are still questions about it.
And what are the media outlets saying, exactly? Which ones? I'm not accepting BuzzFeed as an answer this time.
Of course not. The Washington Post has covered this story. I think CNN and NPR too. It's attracted a lot of attention. I mean, like I said, it's not every day you find a severed foot on the beach, and still in its shoe.
Right.
Supposedly, it's a perfectly normal occurrence. And these feet all belong to people who drowned or were lost at sea, so these limbs end up washing ashore, shoes included.
I've been told that fish eat the bodies, but they can't get past the shoes.
I mean, that's as likely as any story, except that I'm not buying it.
Let's be clear. You're not buying it, or there's evidence to contradict this.
I said what I mean. There are a good handful of theories as to why these feet keep washing ashore, and so frequently too. Between 2007 and 2016, there have been 16 reports of these feet being found.
Well, if you get enough bodies in the water, and if people are starting to look for these shoes, that's not that surprising.
Don't tell me you believe that swill.
Swill? Really? Why shouldn't I believe it? It's a perfectly rational, logical explanation for everything.
That's exactly what they want you to believe.
And who is they?
You know, them. They're listening right now. I can't say too much.
Okay. Okay, sure, whatever. Please, continue.
Thank you, Jane. It's nice to be taken seriously here.
I'm sure you don't get a lot of that.
I'll choose to ignore that statement, because most of the feet that have been washed up are also right feet, which becomes very significant when you realize that criminals are taking people's left feet, selling them on the black market, and dumping whatever body parts they can't sell on the black market.
I'm sorry, why would they be taking left feet specifically?
I mean, well, why not?
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Anyways, another theory is that a serial killer has been committing a string of murders and dumping bodies into the ocean after dismembering their victims.
Wait a second, correct me if I'm wrong, but...
Please leave this to the professionals, Jane. The media has said that there are no connections between any of the incidents of these feet being discovered, but that's just what they want you to think. I think it's really a government cover-up for a widespread killing spree. They're murdering dissenters and the people you know that what's really happening in the world, everyone deemed a threat. The people who can spread the truth, exposing their lies, the corruption, all of their misdeeds.
Whoa, no, I don't think that's what's really happening here.
That's what they want you to think. They want you to think you know that I'm telling the truth.
How about we agree that the truth is subjective and leave it at that?
No. Jane, I am going to get in trouble for this. They're going to come find me, but
oh, wow, would you look at the time? That's it for tonight, folks. Sorry to disappoint. Thanks again to Alex for guest reporting. We've really appreciated all of your time and effort tonight. Cut to commercial. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening, and that's it for this week's Weekly Wrap-Up.
This weekly wrap-up was brought to you by Emily Feek. Music by none other than Chelsea Peter. by the local Bellingham band, And Then the Rain. If you would all like to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm part of And Then the Rain, as mentioned before.
My name is Gary, and I too am a part of And Then the Rain.
I'm Sarah, and I am in the band.
How long have you all been making music?
We started over the summer, probably July-ish, just mostly playing music around the house. Sarah and I, we played some music for a conference that our department hosted back in May, and that's how we started playing music together, just doing a few covers and guitar and violin. And Andrew and I were roommates, so we'd always just play music around, and Sarah would come over and we sort of just jam along, and that's sort of how it started.
Yeah, I was sleeping on Gary's couch over the summer, and that is kind of how it got introduced, just playing music around the house. Yeah.
Is there anything that particularly inspires your music?
For me, I've had a lot of brain injuries and concussions, and so actually a lot of my songs have to do with dealing with a lot of health issues and trying to overcome things like anxiety and depression and just kind of a lot of mental health and physical health issues. So that is a big thing that inspires me.
I tend to write songs that just kind of have to do with things that happen in life that sometimes maybe you don't expect to happen, or generally kind of what you're experiencing.
When I start writing a song, I like the songs that tell stories and may or may not particularly have to do with events that happened in my life, but that are somewhat relatable and tell a story, whether true or not, but can have hidden meanings that anyone can, sort of find something that the song relates to in their life, but doesn't specifically mean just one thing.
And what inspired the song The Storm?
The Storm was the first song that I wrote. I remember Andrew and I and our other friend, we went on a short hike, and I just had the guitar out as we were walking and started playing the little riff for that. I really liked that. When I got home, I sort of started writing words for that. And I remember originally when I was writing words, I had one line about like an old man lost at sea, and that really stuck. And I got rid of all the other words that I had written for that and wanted to make it about, someone lost at sea and someone else back at home that is waiting for them, or someone that, they may or may not see again, but that sort of story that goes along with that.
Next, we are going to share with you another song by them called Bioluminescence. But first, what brought this fun song together?
Yeah, Bioluminescence was fun. Over the summer, we were all planning on going because we heard that it was really good this year, and we were waiting for our friend to come down the stairs, and I just picked up the guitar and just started playing, and I was like, let's go to the Bioluminescence, just singing along with that. And right then and there, I was like, all right, get your phones out, let's record this real quick, and we'll come back to it later. And we really wanted like that upbeat song that, is very Bellingham.
Yeah, it was a super funny moment because our friend Chris, who we were waiting for, was it Chris that we were waiting for?
Chris.
Yeah, whenever we started playing that song, he just started like dancing, and then we all started dancing in this really kind of random moment as we were about to go to the Bioluminescence, and so it kind of, every time we play it, it reminds us of that moment that we were just waiting on Chris and getting ready to go. So
I was out cleaning out my car because I was going to drive them all to the Bioluminescence, and I walk in and there's some kind of dance party, some kind of song going on. It's something new. I was like, all right, we could jam with this.
Kick around the water for some light.
And then what about the song Time and Place?
So, time and place, generally when I write songs, I do the music part of it first and then put lyrics to it later. So I had this little riff I was playing around with, and I was actually taking a shower and just sort of humming along to the little riff that I had, trying to find a melody. And the idea of, loss and having someone in your life that you've lost came into my head. And the story is sort of about a man who lost his significant other, and they have a child, and sort of going through life missing that person, and time going on, and how the pain might go away, but you still have that part of you that you lost, and trying to hold on to the happy moments still.
I want to thank And Then the Rain for being with us here tonight. And if you would all like to say goodbye.
See you guys later.
See you later.
Thanks for listening.
And your music is on?
Our music is on SoundCloud under And Then the Rain.
Thank you again. And one last song for our listeners by And Then the Rain, Time and Place.
show her the world. She is beauty, she is grace, she has your eyes. She is beauty, she is grace. Won't you take me back to the time and place where we first met, my love?
Brings back memories of when I was in school. Well, that's all for today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to... Looks like we've got a caller?
Thanks, Mike. Hey, Anne.
Oh my gosh, Cecil, are you?
Anne, I don't have much time.
Cecil!
In a few minutes, the snow will have covered my entire face, and I won't be able to talk to you anymore. Sorry, Mike has kindly dialed you for me and put her phone on the ground.
Well,
I just want you to know that you can send any presents for me to my P.O. box, all right? Happy holidays.
Cecil?
See you in the spring.
Well, there you have it, folks. I guess we are down a field reporter for the season. Boss, we're gonna need someone to fill Cecil's position for the rest of the winter? Yep, fully encased in ice again. Alright, yeah, I'll give her a call when we're done here. Thanks again for tuning in.
And special thanks to... So if you'd all like to go around and introduce yourselves again.
I'm Cora.
I'm Jen.
You are?
I'm Jarod. I'm the kid who's hiding in the corner just playing games, but also helping out when needed.
I am Charles. I do voices.
We've come to the end of another broadcast day and wrapped up another season of student-produced radio theater. A big thank you to the writers who contributed to this episode. The Viking Radio Theatre theme music was written and composed by Kat Miller. I'd also like to take a moment to thank every member of Viking Radio Theatre's cast and crew. Whether you auditioned for or acted in an episode, wrote a piece that we produced, edited an episode, worked on sound effects, or just came to meetings to help out, you can catch up on all of the episodes from our first and second seasons on YouTube. Until next time, take care, and thanks for listening.
Our episodes can be heard on KMRE 102.3, youtube.com at Viking Radio Theatre, and now KUGS 89.3. Viking Radio Theatre is a club at Western Washington University through the Associated Students. Viking Radio Theatre's contact information is vikingradiotheatre@gmail.com.
This is Viking Radio Theatre on KUGS 89.3, LPFM, Bellingham.